Hello lovely people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tsungie. Right, so I have a lot of videos that I'm planning to do, that I'm planning to film. So I'm just going to do like a marathon of videos one after the other, so that I clear the videos, so that I do requests and other videos that other people are waiting for. So in today's video, I want to show you how to make these button chokers. They're very simple and they are colorful, and I use a very baby soft yarn, so it makes it warm. It's actually quite warm. I used a thick yarn, right? Then I also made this little thing, you guys. I think this could be used on you can put it on a table, or you can what do you call it, you can use it as a plate mat. But I thought it's really cute, and I wanted to show you guys how I made this one. And this morning I was playing around with cross stitch, what do you call it. So I made this table mat. I'll show you how to make that one also. Another thing that I've been playing around with is this canvas. So actually, when I worked on it, I thought it was a mat, but when I later on read the label, it actually said it's a bag. So you work on it, then after you work on it, you fold it like then it becomes a bag. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it as a mat, and I'll show you how my own design on this canvas. Another thing that I've been working on, you guys, that I'm quite excited about is crochet beading, right? So this is me just practicing. So I think I now have the hang of it, so I will show you how I do it. There are two methods, so I will show you the two methods on how I do this crochet beading. Then after that, I am going to do, what do you call it, the t-shirt yarn shoes or slippers, because I know a lot of people are waiting for that, and they're like, when is this girl gonna do the videos? I'm gonna do that. It's just that when I have a lot of videos that I need to do, I get overwhelmed, so I will sleep, or I won't be able to do anything if I have a lot of things that I need to do. So that's what happens. So yeah, so today I'm feeling good, I'm feeling motivated, so I'm just going to record and record and record and record until, I don't know, until I finish as many recording as I can. Then I will, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Wish me luck. Yes, so if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and turn on your notification bells. So you're going to notice that I'm posting other videos that are not related to crafts. Please, on Friday I'll post like a scholarship video. Then on Sunday I will post like a business related vlog, or just a normal vlog. So if you're not interested in vlogs, or if you're not interested in scholarships, then I'll kindly ask you to just skip those videos. Just act as though they're not even there, and just go on the folders where you'll find crafts. Okay, thank you so much. I've talked so much. I'm now going to quickly go into the tutorial. Thank you. So I'm going to show you how to make this chokers here. Right, so let's just get right into it. So I'm using some chunky yarn, a size 5mm hook, some, I don't know what to call them, but you're gonna use them to do this. Okay, so I'm using 3 of those, a needle and some thread, some buttons, a measuring tape, and the scissors. Right, so I'm just going to put things aside and start. So to start, we're going to start with the slip knot. Take your yarn, you're going to wrap it on your finger, going up like this to form an X, and going down. So on one side it has 2 lines. So you're going to take the one in front, this one, and you're going to push it to the back. Then you're going to grab the one that was at the back, this one. Right, you're going to hold on to that, then you're going to release your 2 fingers, and you're going to pull like this. And that is how you do a slip knot. You put your hook and you adjust your slip knot to your hook like this. Right, so I'm going to let my yarn hang on this finger and I'll just hold it in place with my small finger. If you're a beginner, just wrap it on your finger, it's easier, but for me this is how I hold my yarn. Then with this finger and this finger, I'm going to hold the part that I'm going to crochet. I'm going to chain until my chain measures 38 centimeters. So I'm going to chain 42 and I come back. So I'm going to move forwards, go up, turn my hook to face down and move backwards, and that is chaining. That's one. I'm going to repeat the same steps, moving forwards, going up a little, then I'm going to turn my hook to face down and moving backwards, and that is chaining. So I'm going to chain the rest of the stitches off the camera and I come back. Right, so I ended up chaining 47. I chained 42 and it gave me 34 centimeters, and what I want 38 centimeters. So I measured with my measuring tape, and this chain that I've chained here is 38 centimeters. Right, so these are 47 stitches. I'm going to chain one extra one to make it 48. After that, I'm going to do single crochets. So I'm going to skip the first stitch, the first V here, that's my first stitch, and I'm going to work in the second stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook into that second stitch in the right. I'm going to grab some yarn and come out with it like this. So now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to grab my yarn and I'm going to pass this yarn through both of these 2 loops, and that is what we call a single crochet. I'm going to go into the next stitch, insert my hook, grab that yarn, come out with it, so that you have 2 loops now on your hook. Going to grab some yarn again and you're going to pass that yarn through both these 2 loops. So 1 and 2 like this, and that is a single crochet, and that is all that we're going to be doing in all of the stitches until we get to the end of this row. So I'm show you one more time. Insert my hook into the next stitch, grab some yarn, come out with it like this, so that you have 2 loops on your hook. Grab some yarn again and pass that yarn through the first loop and through the second loop like this. So I'm going to do the rest of the stitches off camera and I come back when I get to the very end. Right, so I've reached the end of the line. I've done all the single crochets and all the stitches, so this is the end. So now that I'm at the end, I'm going to chain 1. So I'm going to grab my yarn and just chain 1. Right, so this is how I'm going to start a new line. Right, so after I start a new line, I'm going to turn my thing like this. So now my V's are almost like on the vertical like this. This is where I'll be working. So I'll be putting my hook under that V, those V's. That's where I'll be putting my hook. So I'm going to grab my yarn, put it through under those 2, and you still have 2 loops. Grab some yarn and you pass through those 2 loops again. Right, we're going to go to the next stitch, which is my next V. Going to put my hook under that V, grab my yarn, go under with it and come out the other side, and you have 2 loops on your hook. Grab some yarn and pass through both those 2 loops like this, and that's a single crochet. So this is the last line. I'm going to show you once again. Insert your hook under that V, under that stitch, grab some yarn, go under, then you come out the other side, and you have 2 loops like this. Grab some yarn and pass through the first loop and pass through the second loop like this, and that is a single crochet. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the of all the stitches and until I get to the end. So let me quickly do that and I come back. When you get to the end, we're going to start to do slip stitches. We want to do slip stitches all around the whole thing. So now what we're going to do, you can chain 1, but I don't like how it looks, so I'm going to just work into it straight away. So I'm just going to go in the space here, this space, and I work in the space here. So I'm going to put my hook into that space. I'm going to grab my yarn kind of like from the bottom and I bring it up so that I have 2 loops. Right, these 2 loops, I want this loop here to slip into this loop So I'm just gonna kind of do it like this, and that is a slip stitch. I'm going to put my hook into this space here, put my hook into that space, grab some yarn, come up with it like this, and I have 2 loops again, and I'm going to slip stitch. So this one, the one in front, into the one at the back, like this. So we're doing slip stitches. So on this side there are no stitches as such, so but we'll be working in these spaces. Let me just take out my hook. So we're going to be working in these spaces. You see where we have this like bump, we're going to put our hook in there. Where we have a bump, that's where we're putting. Put my hook back. So I'm going to put where we have that first bump, I'm going to just put my hook there, grab my yarn, come up with it. I have 2 loops and slip stitch. Right, so I'm going to do a turn. So I'm going to go into the next bump. My next bump is here. Insert my hook there, grab some yarn, come up with it, and slip stitch. So I'm slip stitching and it's turning on its own. So I'm just going to be following these small bumps here. Insert my hook in there and slip stitch. You're following these little bumps here. Right, so I'm going to do that all the way until I get here, and I will come back. So I've slip stitched on this side. I'm now at this corner. So now what I'm going to simply do, I'm just going to put my hook, just find 2 holes. So I'm going to use this one. Just find 2 holes on the side, and we're going to work in those holes, and we're going to just slip stitch into those holes. Like just on this side it's difficult for me to tell you where exactly. Just stick your hook somewhere, as long as you slip stitch 2, right, it's fine. So now we're on the other side. Here you actually have stitches, so it's easy. So now I've already put my hook through the first stitch. So now I'm going to put my hook into the next stitch, this one, grab some yarn, come up with it, and slip stitch. So we've done our turn. So I'm going to slip stitch all the way until, then come back. Then I'll show you how we're going to put the buttons. To show you, when you get to the very end, you're just going to chain 1 and cut. After cutting, then you just pull your yarn. So you've got 2 threads here, this one and this one. So you're just going to tuck them inside your choker. So I'm not going to show you on film, but I'm going to tuck them. Then I'm going to quickly show you how to sew it. Okay, so I've already sewn the 2 buttons. I'm going to quickly show you how I'm going to sew the 3rd button. I'm starting from the bottom. Set my needle from the bottom, leave some yarn sticking, hold on. I'm just going to hold on to that yarn, put my needle through the 2nd hole and go down with it. Like this. I'm going to come back from the bottom again into that first hole. I'm going to do this I'm going to repeat this 3 times. Our video is already big, so I'm going to repeat this 3 times, then I will tie at the end, at the back. Okay, so once I finish sewing my what do you call it, my button, I'm going to use these ones. So what you're going to do is that you're going to sew, let me just show you the ones that I've done, because our video is already long, right? So let me just quickly show you the ones that I've just sewn. So this is the one that's going into the hole, and on one side you've cut your hole like this. So I sewed them on the opposite side. So this one is at the two that's going in, these two are at the back and this one is at the front, right? So when you, it has two places. So if you have a small neck, you put it on the first one. If you have a neck that's slightly bigger, you put it on the second one. So I'm not going to show you how it's just simple sewing, nothing fancy. I'm not good at sewing, so it's just simple sewing, right? Like this. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's how you make this bracelet. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you were able to make this choker. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See me in the next video. Okay, bye bye.